Welcome to Master English Stories. Today's story takes us back to the early days of Islam. It is the story of a man whose faith was strong, whose heart was gentle, and whose loyalty never broke. His name was Abu Bakr. He was not a king by birth. He did not seek power or fame. He was a simple man who loved truth, helped the weak, and stood by what was right, even when it was difficult. When others were afraid, he was calm. When others were confused, he was clear. When others lost hope, he trusted Allah. This story is told in easy English so everyone can understand and learn. As you listen, remember that this is not only a story of the past. It is a story with lessons for our lives today about honesty, friendship, patience, and true leadership. Let us begin the story of Abu Bakr, the first Khalifa of Islam. In the quiet streets of Makkah, many years before Islam spread across the world, there lived a man whose heart was pure and whose soul was calm. His name was Abu Bakr. He was not a king, and he did not command armies at first. He was a simple man, known for honesty, kindness, and wisdom. People trusted him with their money, their secrets, and their problems. When Abu Bakr spoke, people listened because his words were always true. From a young age, Abu Bakr disliked lies, cruelty, and injustice. While many people in Mecca worshipped idols made of stone, he felt that these objects could not be gods. His heart searched for truth even before it knew its name. He lived in a society where power was respected more than kindness, but Abu Bakr chose a different path. He chose mercy over pride and truth over comfort. This story is not only about history. It is a story of loyalty, patience, sacrifice, and leadership. It is the story of a man who stood firm when others were afraid, who gave everything when others held back, and who led not with force, but with faith. Abu Bakr was born into a respected family in Mecca. He learned trade and became successful, but wealth never ruled his heart. Even before Islam, he was known as a man of good character. He never drank alcohol. He never bowed to idols. He never harmed others for gain. People felt safe around him. He loved poetry, history, and genealogy. He understood people and their tribes. This knowledge later helped him greatly, but what mattered most was his heart. He helped the poor quietly. He supported orphans without asking for thanks. His home was always open to those in need. When Prophet Muhammad received the message of Islam and began to call people to worship one God, Abu Bakr listened with full attention. He did not mock. He did not doubt. He knew Muhammad as a truthful man since childhood. When he heard the message, his heart accepted it instantly. Abu Bakr became one of the first Muslims. His faith was strong from the very beginning. He did not hide it. He did not fear the anger of the people. He believed truth was more important than safety. Abu Bakr used wisdom and kindness to share Islam. He spoke gently, never with anger. Many strong and respected men accepted Islam through him. He never forced anyone. He simply spoke the truth with honesty. When Muslims were weak and few, Abu Bakr stood among them as a pillar. When new Muslims were tortured, he could not stay silent. He used his money to free slaves who were beaten for believing in one God. He did this only for Allah, not for praise. The people of Mecca were angry with Muslims. They insulted them, hurt them, and tried to stop them. Abu Bakr was beaten many times. Once he was attacked so badly that he fell unconscious. People thought he would die. When he woke up, his face was covered with blood. His body was in pain, but his heart was firm. His first question was not about himself. He asked about the Prophet. This moment showed the depth of his love and faith. When Muslims were ordered to leave Mecca, Abu Bakr was chosen to travel with the Prophet. This was a great honor. They left secretly and hid in a cave while enemies searched for them. Abu Bakr feared only one thing, not his own death, but harm coming to the Prophet. He protected him with his own body. When enemies stood just outside the cave, Abu Bakr remained calm. He trusted Allah completely. Allah protected them, and they reached Medina safely. In Medina, Abu Bakr continued to live simply. He worked, prayed, and served the community. He stood beside the Prophet in every difficulty. In battles, he never turned away. In peace, he showed mercy. The Prophet loved Abu Bakr deeply. When the Prophet was ill and could not lead prayer, Abu Bakr was chosen. This showed his high status and trust. When the Prophet passed away, grief covered the city. Many people were shocked. Some refused to believe it. Confusion spread. Abu Bakr stood before the people and reminded them that Allah is ever living. His words were calm, clear, and strong. They brought peace to broken hearts. Abu Bakr was chosen as the first Khalifa. He did not want power. He accepted it as a heavy responsibility. In his first speech, he said he was not the best and asked people to correct him if he was wrong. As leader, he faced rebellion, fear, and division. Some people refused to follow Islamic duties. Abu Bakr stood firm. He believed truth must be protected, even when difficult. He sent armies, not for conquest, but for unity and justice. Abu Bakr lived like the poorest Muslim. He took almost nothing from public money. At night, he secretly helped families. He carried food himself. Many did not know who was helping them. One of his greatest decisions was to collect the Quran into one book. He feared the loss of Allah's words. This action protected the Quran forever. Before Islam, Abu Bakr and Muhammad were close friends. They trusted each other deeply. Abu Bakr knew the character of Muhammad better than most people. He knew he never lied, never cheated, and never betrayed anyone. This deep friendship became even stronger after Islam. Abu Bakr stayed close to the Prophet in every situation. He listened carefully to his words. He learned from his actions. He followed him not only in prayer, but in daily life. This made Abu Bakr strong in understanding and soft in behavior. At a time when Muslims were few and weak, Abu Bakr spoke openly about Islam near the Kaaba. He called people toward the worship of one God. This made the leaders of Mecca very angry. They attacked him and beat him until he fell to the ground. Even after this pain, Abu Bakr did not stop. His faith did not shake. His courage came from belief, not from anger. He knew that truth always has a price. Many early Muslims were poor slaves. They were beaten, starved, and humiliated. Abu Bakr could not watch this silently. He used his wealth to buy their freedom. He freed men and women who had no one else to protect them. People asked him why he spent so much money. Abu Bakr replied that he did it only to please Allah. He did not expect thanks. He did not want praise. His reward was faith itself. Abu Bakr cried often. He cried when he prayed. He cried when he heard the Quran. His heart was soft, but his belief was strong. Some thought softness was weakness, but Abu Bakr proved them wrong. When people were harsh, he remained calm. When others shouted, he spoke quietly. This calm nature helped unite people around him. In times of war, Abu Bakr stood firm. He did not run, he did not hide. He stood near the Prophet, protecting him. His courage came from faith, not from physical strength. Even after victory, he showed mercy. He did not celebrate violence. He prayed for peace. When illness stopped the Prophet from leading prayer, Abu Bakr was chosen. This choice was not small. It showed deep trust and respect. Abu Bakr led with humility, never forgetting who he was. When Abu Bakr became ill, he prepared calmly. He thought only of Islam and unity. He advised people to remain truthful and united. He chose a strong successor. When he passed away, Muslims cried deeply. A great chapter had ended. Abu Bakr's life is a mirror of true faith. He showed that strength does not come from power, but from belief. He showed that leadership means service, not pride. He lived simply, spoke truthfully, and loved deeply. He was a friend, a protector, a leader, and a servant of Allah. His story teaches honesty, courage, and kindness. His name lives on, not through wealth or force, but through faith. This is the story of Abu Bakr, the first Khalifa of Islam, a man whose heart was bigger than fear and whose legacy will never fade. The story of Abu Bakr is not a story that ends quickly. It is a long river of faith, flowing through years of hardship, hope, fear, and victory. His life shows how a single heart full of truth can support an entire community. He was never loud, never proud, and never harsh. Yet when history needed strength, his gentle heart became unbreakable. In every stage of Islam, Abu Bakr was present. When Islam was weak, he gave it support. When Islam was strong, he remained humble. When people were confused, he brought clarity. His life is like a quiet light that never goes out, even in the darkest night. The story of Abu Bakr is a story of faith that never shook, even in the hardest times. He lived simply, loved deeply, and led with justice and mercy. He showed the world that true strength comes from belief, not from power, and that true leadership means serving others, not ruling over them. Abu Bakr gave his wealth, his comfort, and his life for what he believed was right. He stayed loyal to the Prophet, protected the Muslim community, and worked quietly for the good of all people. Even as a leader, he remained humble, kind, and close to the poor. As we end this story on Master English Stories, remember the lessons of Abu Bakr. Be honest when it is hard. Be kind when others are harsh. Stand for truth, even when you stand alone. Thank you for listening. May this story stay in your heart and guide you toward goodness, patience, and faith.